People always ask how I balance my family life with 400 shows a year. I'm just doing what I love with the people I love. It's my magic life.
All right, well, after last week's episode and listening back to it, I was kicking myself immediately when I heard myself say that I grew up loving Penn and Teller, and that one of my favorite movies growing up, and I watched it a million times. I own the VHS. I have the movie poster in my garage. It's Penn and Teller Get Fooled. The name of the movie is Penn and Teller Get Killed. I promise you, I've seen it a million times, but last week's episode was all about Penn and Teller Fool Us. So it's just a slip of the tongue.
Yeah.
And Natalie has even seen the movie with me.
Yes. And I thought it sounded wrong, but I was like, well, he would know better than me. So I guess that's right, but it doesn't sound right. And then when it was over, he goes, oh, no.
Well, if you want to watch the movie, it's a great movie. It's called Penn and Teller Get Killed.
Yeah.
And this week's episode, we're going to talk about our magic reality show, Wes Iseli's Magiclife, that we started back in 2015. I got hired to work on the Carbon Arrow Effect back in 2014,
I do believe, yeah.
So we started Magiclife in 2014 in October, because we got back in 20...
No, because you had to wait until you had Wendy.
Oh,
right.
So I did start the following year. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
So it started in 2015.
Anyway, we were in the Carbon Arrow Effect in 2014 and working behind the scenes and all that stuff. And I'm just thinking, man, magic's really taken me some pretty cool places, and getting to work in TV, behind the scenes in television, working in the British Embassy, working for these millionaires, these amazing parties, amazing venues. Wow. Imagine if we had our own reality show, how cool that would be. So the following year, in 2015, we started Wes Iseli's Magiclife. Natalie and I have loved reality television shows. I used to watch Ozzy Osbourne's show called The Osbournes on MTV. I loved Nick and Jessica on the Newlyweds on MTV.
That was fun.
And Natalie, you like...
I still watch Counting On, and I watch Sister Wives just because I don't understand how they make it work, and it's very interesting to me. Not that I want that lifestyle, but I think it's neat to watch the dynamics of it. And I liked John and Kate Plus 8 back when it was on TV.
I could handle that one. The other ones, the Duggars and the polygamous people, she has that on TV. I'll leave the room. I can't.
He really does.
I don't even like her watching it if I'm in bed and I'm already asleep. I put pillows on my head and I don't even want to hear them. It just, something about them just annoys me. It's I don't know. I don't know if it's the fakeness of their show or...
It's not fake. I think they do some events in order to have some things to video. But
maybe it's just the people. Something about it.
Maybe.
It just makes my skin crawl. I don't like it. But she likes it, and she puts up with some of my stuff. So
it's my guilty pleasure.
And I'd leave the room.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It's fine. But Natalie and I both feel like our reality show is our story to tell. We don't have a 9-to-5 job. People are always asking us, how do you make it work? What does Lana go to school? Different things like that. I mean, we have...
Do you live in your van? All sorts of questions.
A lot of people think we do live in the van because we're on the road all the time.
Yeah.
But I think people would find it interesting with the magic aspect, all the travel, all of our animals at home and the animals on the road. The kids that come along with us. Now, it was Lana at first, but now it's going to be a set of twins as well. Our family's growing.
Yep.
Theaters and resorts and county fairs and other unique venues like the Millionaires and British Embassy and things like that. Every show's different, and our show is different than any other reality show out there.
Yeah. And we're not scripted. We don't plan out what we're going to say or anything. We honestly, it's our lives. It's actual reality for us because, and having a child and now soon to be 3 kids on the road, if it's a long day, even if you're tired, you have got to stop. You have to stop in order to get them out. And Lana needs to stretch her legs. It's not realistic to think she's going to stay in the car for 8 hours straight and not want to get out and walk around. So,
or stop at a park and play.
Right.
Or just
so
walk around a mall.
You find a park that looks nice and safe and close to something, and you let her play for a little bit. Or you go to the Bass Pro Shop and you see all the fish in the tanks and the little shooting range that they have there, you know, the laser guns. And just different things like that. Or just going into a store and browsing. So it's all in trying to keep her not going crazy in the car, pretty much. Whereas before we had her, we could just go 8 hours. Okay, it sucks, but we can do it. But you got to think differently when you have a child, and now soon to be 3 children. Those long days you just have to have breaks, because otherwise you have breakdowns, and those are not fun.
And the other thing is, I mean, you know, we have family and friends that for holidays or birthdays, they give her activity books in the car.
Yes.
She has a ton of DVDs.
Yes.
But, you know, after sitting there and just watching DVDs all summer long, 183 shows on the road, and, you know, sometimes multiple 20-hour work days in 1 week,
she just
gets sick of looking up and at the TV. So
Yep.
Can we just play a road game where we're calling out car colors or playing some kind of alphabet game in the car where just everybody talk? Or can we just listen to music? I don't want to watch TV. She just wants to chill in other ways.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard. It's hard on all of us. 20-hour work days in the car, long days in the car.
Yep. And then once you get to the place, you have to set up, and then you have to, you know, she's grown up doing this, so she knows how to behave, but it's hard for a child to be quiet for that long. And so she does really well doing that. And so sometimes there's pent up energy. You got to get it out some way, somehow. So you got to figure it out, right?
And she also has her stage time. So she gets
gets
to let some of that out too.
Yes.
On stage.
Yes. And she does like to help. She's asked for bigger parts, which is awesome.
But as far as the characters of our show, like I said, it's the magic, the travel, the animals, the kids, the venues, all that. There's also, I'm not trying to be corny, but there's also a couple that's very much in love that work together 24 hours a day.
Aww.
I'm not trying to be corny, but, you know,
Yeah.
My uncle, when he came to work for us, when Lana was a baby, please come work for you? I'd love to help out. I just retired from my job, and I can't stand to be away from my wife for 24 hours a day. I need to get out of the house. Natalie and I are totally the opposite. If I'm away from her too long, I start to feel like I'm missing something. You know that feeling when you leave the house without your iPhone?
Yeah.
Natalie, I have that feeling with Natalie. If I'm gone from her too long, she knows when she goes shopping with her mom. I'm calling you 10 times, even just to tell you, hey, Natalie, I did the dishes.
Yep.
I fed the animals. I took the trash out.
Yep.
I call you
very
how many
true.
times when you're gone?
Oh, at the minimum 10.
See, I miss you.
And I would wonder if something was wrong if you didn't call.
I miss you. I love you,
I
daggone.
love you too. It's sweet.
But
that's what we're used to. It's not a normal thing. And there was another magician couple who was older. They were like, we've been married for 120 years.
that
or
was
something like that.
Hold on. That was in the movie Women in Boxes.
Uh-huh. Good movie,
And
by
it
the
was-
way.
it was-
Check it out.
That's exactly what it's called, Women in Boxes.
Yep.
I do know the name of that movie. And it was Goldfinger and Dove. And
There you
Jack
go.
Goldfinger actually hires the talent now for the Magic Castle.
Oh, cool.
But go ahead. What was his quote?
I can't remember exactly, but, you know, it was just and explain. It was like, what are you talking about?
Because
You
he
know?
said we've been married 120 years.
Yes. And you're like, that's not possible. And he's like, you don't think it's possible, but most couples spend, 4 hours a day together. An hour before work and 3 hours after work before bed. And then you're sleeping, and then you get up and you spend an hour, so it's 4 hours a day. We spend 24 hours a day together. So you do the math, even though we've been married for 25 years, 30 years, however long they were married, they added up the hours, and it's equivalent for another couple being married 120 years. So I haven't done the math, but we've been married for 12 and a half years.
I want to do the math now.
You want to do the math?
You got your phone? Do the math.
I can try and do the math. I don't know if I'll be able to.
365 times.
Well, I mean, you got to
pull up your calculator.
All right.
All right. So,
but you got to think about like vacations. People are together for that.
Just do ours. Don't complicate it.
Okay.
So 365
times 4. That'd be
1460.
Yeah, 1460 hours a year.
Times.
No, that would be your average person, right? Oh, 1460. So times 12 and a half years would be
18,250
hours.
It's just way more complicated than we thought. We need to write it down.
So that's... Ooh, I don't know how you do this.
We'll do it and we'll figure it out. We'll tell you next week.
Yeah.
I don't want to bore the podcast while Natalie plays on a calculator.
Yeah.
But we love that quote. That quote totally made sense to us. When you're around your wife for, my brother and his wife work together, but they're still not together 24 hours a day because they take separate cars to work for some reason, even though they work together in the same building. They don't always drive together. Sometimes he gets off earlier than she does. And she works like in the office section and he works in a loading dock section. So even though they're together during the day, they don't see each other all day long. Natalie and I are together all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anyway, when we got back from...
I don't know how you do it.
You gave up?
I'm still trying to do the math. I can't figure it out.
When we got back from Carbonaro, we started advertising and talking about our 24-hour magic show. And I remember we went on a radio show with Wendy Edwards, my second publicist.
Yeah.
And I told her that, this is really tough on me because I'm writing my own press releases. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I just lost my first publicist. So, and she's like, oh, I could be your publicist. We'd love to help you out. That's what I do as my part-time job. And she came on as my publicist. And one of the things I told her was, I would love to have my own reality show, that follows my family around, and I started telling her about some of the crazy shows we did, and, county fairs, doing 1 week of county fairs and our other shows that we had. I think our busiest week we ever had was somewhere between 25 and 28 shows in 1 week.
Yeah.
And that was crazy.
That was exhausting.
And
fun, but exhausting.
And our wallets got real fat that week.
Yes,
it was
they
great,
did.
but yeah. And she said, well, just film it yourself. And then if we're pitching it to networks or pitching it to production companies, at least they'll have something to see, to go off of.
Yeah.
So
we hemmed and hawed over it for a minute. We're like, really? I don't know.
Well, that was around Christmas time, so I didn't start till the following October.
It's kind of like, that might be a pain. I don't know.
And, it'd be easier
later than Christmas time.
It'd be easier to do it. Well, it was Christmas for the 24-hour show that I was advertising. So it took until October because our first episodes was the pumpkin picking.
Well, but okay. Starting in October, yes, I know we started around that time, but I'm saying I don't think it was talking to Wendy in Christmas time because you still had the other lady for quite some time because she was trying to help us get fairs in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but
anyway.
That has nothing to do with anything.
So, the publicist told me to start doing that and filming it myself. So I had to get editing software. I had to figure out that stuff. What kind of camera do I use?
We got one of those flip cameras.
The flip camera was great, but now looking back on it, the quality is not good at all.
It was fine for that time.
Yeah. But now everything's HD and you can tell.
And then we had to upgrade.
It's like VHS to DVD.
Well, it's an investment. One of those cameras to video everything, that's an investment. I mean,
with the microphone and the tripods and everything, it's about $2,000.
Yeah,
and now we have two of those cameras.
Yes, because somebody broke it, and I'm not taking any responsibility.
It was Lana.
Oh, because you gave it to her.
Anyway, and that was 246 weeks ago is when we started filming our own Magiclife. Now, you got to take out a couple weeks. Recently, I missed 1 week of footage because my computer went down. Yeah. And I had to send it to my computer guy in North Carolina. His name is Vic, and man, is he awesome. I love that man. He takes care of us.
He's a godsend.
And there's other times where my computer went down or just something happened that we didn't get the video out that week. So 246 weeks, say 250 weeks ago, we've been filming.
Yeah.
Maybe,
that only happened. Yeah, I was going to say maybe 3-4 times. So,
yeah, in 5 years or whatever it equals.
Yeah.
But we pass the camera back and forth and film as much as we can. And what I was hoping for was to get like a production company to follow us around with a camera crew, like they do on the Newlyweds, like they do on Osbournes, like they do on the reality shows that we see. But there was a show on VH1. What is the guy's? Andrew Dice Clay. He had a show, I think of a couple seasons, where he was trying to make a comeback because he used to sell out arenas. And then, he couldn't even pack a nightclub at one point in his career. So he was trying to get back to the arena tour and trying to make his name big again.
Yeah. And
he was filming with himself, just putting the camera in his car, filming, talking to the camera, having his buddy film him through the airports and things.
Yeah.
And
that made it to TV.
They sold that show, and it was just them passing the camera back and forth.
Right.
And, since we've been filming, we've filmed everything. We've filmed birthday parties. My dog died early in the first year of filming, and it was a boxer, and he was our baby, and he had cancer on his toe.
We got him when we were still dating.
We got him a week into dating.
Yes, he was our first baby. He was so sweet.
He had cancer in his toe. We took him to a regular doctor's appointment, and they said, he's got a growth in his toe. Have you guys noticed? No. He was jumping around and playing. He was fine.
We felt bad we didn't notice.
And then they amputated that. And then they did some kind of sonogram or ultrasound or something.
Yeah, he started... he'd be fine. He'd be acting fine, just normal. And then he would just sort of collapse and fall over and lose control of his faculties, I guess you'd say.
Bodily functions.
Yes.
And, we have him, pretty much dying on video. And
his stomach was just full of tumors.
It was awful. But, you know what? We have that to look back and remember him. I mean, it wasn't the good, playful days, but we have that video. Because we film everything. Why hide that? Everybody goes through grief. Everybody has that in their life.
Yeah.
To only show the fun stuff...
I don't think reality.
And it's not a complete show either.
No. And, yes, because we want to show everything, because you never know what other people are going through, and
it might help them to see
maybe they're watching the show, and they see, hey, I'm not the only one that went through this, whether it's a pet dying, or just anything that's...
My mom dying?
Right.
We got the call that morning. We had an illusion show in West Virginia, and I think the alarm clock was set for like 9 a.m., and at 8:30, my sister called and said, hey, your mom just died. All right, well, thanks for telling me. I think I cried a little bit, held Natalie. We cried a little bit. Had to get up at 9 o'clock anyway, so we had to load the animals and get the car together and go to do the show. And we did the show that night. And there's an episode of Magiclife that you guys will see. We go through it. The show must go on. And, she's already dead. There's nothing I can do that day. I was at the funeral. It sounds
harsh, but it's there was no getting together was family. There's nothing you could do, and knowing his mom, she would have been mad at him if he canceled a show.
My mom always used to say,
especially
you have to have bread tomorrow as well, hon.
Right, especially this show, which was at a big theater, a large illusion show. Goodness. If we had skipped it, I think she would have come back to life just to slap Wesley. So what are you doing?
But we also have, all right, so mom died. Yeah, she was dead. That's it. But what about scares like Natalie's biopsy? Natalie had rashes all over her body one summer.
Yeah.
And she was a trooper. I was still cramming her in boxes, making her disappear. And she was itchy and she was getting hives all over. She went to a skin doctor. They had no idea. She went to a second opinion skin doctor. They had no idea.
They did a biopsy.
And they did a biopsy. And we have that on video.
Yeah.
And we didn't know if that was cancer. We didn't know if she was dying. We didn't know what the heck it was.
Yeah, they told us when we came back. They said, well, we thought it was cancer. We're like, what?
We didn't know that was an option.
Yeah.
But we have magic shows on our it's not all grim.
No.
But we show everything.
We put that stuff in there as well because, I mean, Lord, we're not the only people that go through trials and tribulations in life. So to share what you're going through at the time, happy or sad, there's other people that can relate, and it probably helps to know, because sometimes when you're in a situation, you feel like you're the only one in the world that has ever gone through it. And it's kind of comforting to know that there are other people that have gone through it and survived it and come out the other end okay. And it's nice to know, it kind of gives you a feeling of, well, they made it. I can too. I'll come out the other side okay. Right?
And so many times in our career, we've had to just play bumper pool or bumper cars and just run into this wall before we can make our way through to figure that out.
Right.
Like having our baby on the road with us. I don't know a single other magician that took their baby with them to every single show they did. I know no other magicians.
Right. Yeah.
And we just had to figure it out.
Yep.
Because if not, I would never see my kid. So we just had to make it work. But in our episodes, we have shows, all kinds of different magic shows. We have family time, us carving pumpkins at Halloween, us decorating the Christmas tree, pumpkin picking, getting the Christmas tree.
Right, yes. Dragging Wesley out to go cut down a real Christmas tree.
That's the silliest tradition.
It is not.
But
Who wants a fake tree?
But
you have to have a real tree.
Making cookies, getting ready for our Halloween party and making all those goodies, and vacations, going to Myrtle Beach, going to Cancun, going to Pigeon Forge.
Going to Vegas. We put all these vacations on there. We're sharing our lives with these people. Throwing Lana's birthday parties. Those are always fun.
And we shared the whole trials and tribulations of Natalie going through baby fever, trying to get pregnant. 8 months later, bawling because she's not pregnant yet. What's wrong with me? Getting pregnant, breaking that news to the in-laws, letting them know everybody's all happy. Then we're going to find out the sex of our baby. What do you mean it's not one but two? What?
Being floored, shocked.
And then
waiting to wake up. And
then the gender reveal. I mean, that whole journey is in Magiclife. Yes. We didn't hide any of that. And one of the coolest things of looking back is watching our career grow, watching what we've gone through. Watching Lana literally grow up on film.
Yes, that's one of my favorite things, to look back. You see your child day to day and you see him growing, and then you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, look how tiny she was. Look at that curly hair. How adorable. I mean, just, we have video of her, small, tiny, 1.5, pushing that cart up. All sorts of stuff.
We have a video of her when she's 3 years old at the downtown mall, and she's standing on a pillar. Show's about to start. And it's adorable. She's a little carnival barker.
Adorable. And you know what? She would never do that today. She would be too embarrassed.
Isn't that crazy? Something sinks in.
Crazy. Something happens when they get a little older. They realize, I don't know, people watch them, I suppose, and they realize people are watching and they get shy. But she's out there at like 3, just yelling her little heart out. Show's about to start. Getting people over for her daddy.
Oh, and people were taking pictures and laughing. It was funny. It was great.
Yes, so adorable. And not self-conscious at all. Didn't care. It was so sweet. I love it. I love just seeing her progression throughout the years, and
she used to say words funny, and we really thought that something was wrong, like we were going to need speech, because we don't know.
Right.
It's our first kid we're raised. Yeah. Is she going to have trouble with speech? I mean,
somebody
do you
told
remember?
us. Yes, somebody told us that her S's weren't coming out right, and they were coming out as THs, and you need to get that looked at. And I was like, oh, really? And so then asked a teacher friend of ours about that, and she was like, I don't even notice. I guess she's fixed it more than she had before, but I think she's okay. She doesn't need to get any speech therapy or anything like that.
Well, the other thing is, I spent countless hours on this thing. I was editing footage, downloading footage, uploading complete episodes, advertising the show on social media. I mean, we do 20-hour work days. Then I'd come home and you have to download all the footage to computer. Then you have to edit it, and you put it in Vegas Movie, and you have to move it around. You have to put the intro in. You have to put the outro in. And then Natalie and I usually sit in the couch in the living room or whatever, and we'll go over the video and add some talking points in it. And then I have to download that video and then put it in Vegas software. Then you have to render it, which could take another 45 minutes. And then you have to upload it to YouTube, which could take, another hour. And then you put it on Facebook, which could take another hour. Then you share it in all the places on Facebook, which would take another hour. So 246 weeks of all that stuff, and then sharing it on social media and everything. It's crazy. But I know that some folks are only watching it because they like the magic. Some folks are only watching the show because they like the family aspect. They like the travel and the family aspect of the show. So I try to put a little bit of everything in the show.
We're hoping that there's something for everybody in the show.
I will something for everybody. I hope so.
Yeah.
But
and hopefully we've pulled some people over that had the, I'm not really into magic. Hopefully we've pulled some of those over to magic's pretty cool.
Well, magic's all in what you've seen. You see people see a clown acting silly and do a magic show, wink, wink. That's not a magic show.
Right.
I've seen magic that's made me cry. It's truly an art form.
Yes.
I've seen it that, made me laugh my butt off. I've seen it where it's been taken seriously. And I've seen it in the Christian market where it's telling a story powerfully.
Right.
Magic can do that.
Yes.
And it's universal in all languages. You can have a silent act that plays for 5,000 people and you don't have to talk their language.
Right. And it's just like
pretty amazing
else.
Thing.
There's some good and some bad, and
So
if you see the bad first, those are usually the people that are like, I don't like magic. So. And
I'm not trying to down clowns by saying that, but a lot of people, buy a magic kit and get a business card and they put face paint on and say they're a clown, just Hobo the magic clown, and the magic tricks they do was something they just bought at the magic shop that weekend.
Right.
That doesn't really make you a magician.
Yeah.
But anyway, after my win on Penn and Teller, I updated my treatment to pitch the show because my new publicist, Jessica, her and I have been talking that, I really want to pitch this show. And she was saying, well, we can pitch it to different production companies. We could pitch it to different networks. It might be good for online shows. Hulu's looking for stuff all the time. Amazon's looking for new content all the time. Netflix is looking for new content all the time.
Right.
Maybe Magiclife would be a good fit in one of those online things, and we just don't know. And so after my win on Penn and Teller, I updated my treatment, made a new sizzle reel, and she started promoting. And she found something called Jul-Tv.
Yeah.
And they called her the next day and said, we want to talk to Wes. They loved what they saw. I like it that they call me a star. But they loved what they saw.
They're going to make his head so big.
No, but they loved what they saw. They loved the family aspect. They are they're a Christian company, although they don't. It's not like church services 24 hours a day on their network.
Yeah,
they don't have, they're owned by Christian
people.
Right.
Yes.
They want wholesome entertainment that's fun for the whole family. That's the market they're looking for.
Family friendly, which is exactly how we describe our show.
Yeah.
So we felt like after talking to them and what they said that it would be a good fit because, they wanted family friendly and we are family friendly, and we've had a couple other places that would be like, hey, we like your show, but you need to add more drama. Like, you and Natalie need to have some spats here and there. And we just said, no, thank you. We like how we're doing it. We're like what we're doing. We don't want to fake fights. And I don't want to be, personally, I don't want to be embarrassed and look back when I'm looking back on these things and be like, oh gosh, we came across horrible to each other. I don't want that. And neither one of us want Lana to look back on this years from now and say, man, I wish my mom and dad had never done that show. I regret ever being part of it. I want her to like it. I mean, there's going to be some just embarrassment because it's her growing up on the show. I think we all have those awkward moments.
Or look at me with missing a tooth, Mom.
Yeah.
I can't believe you filmed me when I missed a tooth.
Right. Things like that, which are completely innocent. But I don't want it to be drama-filled and embarrassing that way. And neither does Jul-Tv. So no, we don't need any of that. We just want family-friendly programming. And so we were like, well, this sounds like a great match. This sounds wonderful. Tell us more.
Over the years, we've had 7 production companies interested in our show. They were going to take them to their fall meeting or their spring meeting, and they just all fell through. But the only time we've ever had real meetings was that one company saying that they will take you, but you have to add more drama. We'll help you write it. We'll help you script the drama if you need to, but just add it into the show. It'll put more eyeballs on you.
Right.
Well, if that's how they're putting eyeballs, we'll just keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people said, wow, you guys really want a TV show, but you weren't willing to do that. Well,
no, we weren't willing to do that.
No.
Here's our thing. We started it. We thought it'd be fun to have a reality show. If it went to TV, awesome. But we always had the viewpoint of, if it doesn't go to TV, that's okay too. This is like our own personal diary. We can go back, spin the wheel, land on a number, and watch an episode and be like, oh, yeah, I remember that. And, show Lana when she was little and all sorts of things. It would just be fun for us to have to reminisce later. So,
who else has this much footage of their life? Right. You wouldn't have this unless it was for a reason, for a job. That would be the only reason you would be able to do this.
Right. And really, it's helped in things like advertising and everything else as well. So, I mean,
we've had I can tell you a couple examples. We had an after prom party. Well, you guys are family entertainment. What about high school kids? Will they watch it?
Yeah.
Teenagers
aren't going to like magic.
I was able just to send them videos, just links to videos of me just blowing other teenagers away or other after prom parties. And we got the show.
That goes for adults as well.
Same thing with weddings and same thing with adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They think it's, oh, the kids would love you. Well, now hold on a second. The kids would love you, but this is an all adult event. Well, give me a minute. Let me show you this. This is an all adult event too. And look, their mouths are hanging open. They're just having a blast. So yeah, it really helps with those aspects too. Because for some reason here in the United States, magic is considered a kid's thing. And it's not. It's a family thing. It can be an adult thing without being raunchy too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when you say it's adult entertainment, people automatically think it's blue. They think it's something that's not family friendly. But you can have adult entertainment that's family friendly.
Exactly.
And that's we want to be family entertainment for family's sake.
Right.
But also when I do an adult only event, say a corporate gig or a trade show, I'm still not doing anything that couldn't be on a Christian television network.
Exactly.
Because that's not me. I'm not going to go outside the box.
Right.
But yeah, so this whole thing has just helped us out so much. And I'm not saying I'm faking footage or anything like that, but we have had weeks where shows were light and we're like, well, we have to put an episode out this week and I don't want to have it just us playing in the yard playing soccer. Let's go to a museum. Let's go to Oktoberfest. Let's go do something.
Yeah.
And that I felt like that was really cool just for the family. It was
nice family time, even though we're recording it at the same time.
It's kind of like work, but it's fun family work.
Yeah, it's not like work at all. It's just you have a camera with you at the same time.
You have to make sure you get footage, pass it back and forth.
But that's okay. you're having a good time dancing around at Oktoberfest. So
Yeah, Oktoberfest and the museums and all those day outings that we were doing back then. That was just really, we're on the go all the time. So it'd be easy for us just to sit at home for a week if we had a week off.
Yeah, it really would.
But that's also, I feel like we're not educating Lana the correct way if we do that. Right. She's not learning about different art. She's not learning about the different presidents.
We took her to Jamestown this year because she learned about, she learned about Jamestown and history,
right.
John Smith and Pocahontas, and so that was real easy to convince Wes. Hey, honey, we just learned about this in school. Let's go to Jamestown. Okay.
But if I wasn't filming the reality show, I could easily put that on the back burner and say someday we'll go.
Right.
But since I'm filming a reality show and I need content, let's do it this week.
Yeah. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
That helps me as the teacher of homeschool get these field trips in. It's nice.
But but anyway, so this whole thing has been great. She found Jul-Tv.
Yes. They seem like a really good match for what our show is and what we want. So, yeah.
Well, they have a mission statement here that Natalie wrote down. Natalie, read that little mission statement right there.
So they said they're family-friendly and an engaging network whose objective is to entertain and inspire with quality programming. And they're available in 100 million households on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, Android TV, mobile apps, and Cross TV, which is available to over 22,000 churches. So that's not too shabby, is it? I think that's pretty good.
You tell people Jul-Tv and they say, what channel is that on? Well...
Not to mention, they have their own app that you can get and watch on.
But the first thing they say is, what channel is they on?
Yeah.
And but let me tell you, that app is really easy. It's a free app. You download it on your phone, and it comes up just like any other app. I mean, you watch television right there, man. It was great.
And plus, they're on all those other things as well. It's easy enough to get to.
And we're super excited. I can't even begin to tell you how excited we are. We did 16 episodes for them, and these are going to be brand new episodes unless you watched every episode of 246 episodes that I've done from start to finish. I don't think you still would have seen everything in these 16 episodes that I gave them. Plus, we did more talking in here, talking about the different episodes.
Yeah,
and we put footage together in different ways. We're trying to make these 16 episodes engaging, fun. They're going to move a lot faster than my regular YouTube, Facebook videos. Like our first trip to Cancun is one of the videos that I'm sending them. And it was 3 episodes on YouTube and Facebook. And it's dwindled down to one 22-minute and 30-second episode on Jul-Tv.
Yeah.
So the people that we're working with are fantastic. We're going to be cutting demo spots this week? Next week?
Soon. Very soon.
Yeah.
Yes. Promo things. And yes. So that we can start advertising it. They really want to get the word out because our first episode is going to air on September 16th.
And I sent them the first 3 episodes today so that they can start digitizing them and getting them ready to go to air. And the first episode is September 16th. The second one is September 23rd. Yep. And the third one is September 30th. Natalie's saying they're weekly for 16 episodes, but those dates are 100%.
Yes.
I don't know after that, the way Penn and Teller did it, they did a rerun and then did episode 4. So they might do something like that for this thing. I have no idea.
Right. Well, it's 16 episodes starting September, and then he said through the end of the year. So, 16 weeks in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there might be reruns. I don't know.
I don't know.
But the cool thing is it looks like it comes out on Wednesdays.
Yes.
So it'll be the same day as the podcast.
Yes.
So Wednesdays, you'll get your fill of us.
Yeah. And we can always just remind you, don't forget, tune in.
Tune in. But seriously, if you like us and you've downloaded the app and listening to our app and you're having fun, download that Jul-Tv app. If you don't have Roku TV or Amazon Fire or, Cross TV or anything like that, download that Jul-Tv app on your phone so you have it. It's a really great app. And I'll be up there probably September 1st. You'll probably see coming soon because we got the promos coming that we'll start filming next week. So
yeah,
you'll see my thumbnail will be there, and it'll probably say coming soon or something next week.
yes.
Because like I said, I just sent the first 2 today. So we feel
Exciting
like there's
stuff. We're excited. We're very excited. This is all new territory for us, but I think it's gonna be good and fun and a good match.
Well, and one thing I've always said about the reality show is if it got picked up for TV, it's going to feed itself because more people are going to see us, more people are going to hire us, bigger venues, cooler venues. Well, when we're there, we're going to film.
Right.
And that's going to give it back to the television show, which more people are going to see, and then it's going to be bigger venues and cooler venues. And I think it's just going to be cyclical and it's going to feed itself.
That would be awesome.
And it's all I can hope for.
Right.
And, hopefully we can do more theaters. They're talking about trying to get us, in the future, bigger venues. And they were going to try to help with, the stepping in on the management side as well. But that's way in the future.
Yeah, it's down the road.
And
season 1 work done now. They're just hoping to get, enough following, a big following, enough people liking our show for this season. So make sure you watch it.
Make sure you watch it. Make sure you comment on it. Make sure you tell your friends about it. Wes Iseli's Magiclife is coming to Jul-Tv. That's Jul, Jul-Tv. And its first episode's going to be September 16th.
Yep.
And we have an episode that I'm sending to them all about my Magic of Giving project, which, episode 15, I made a car appear for a lady. I have an episode all about Lana being in show business. We have a Halloween episode, which is like a montage of us in Halloween's past. We really like Halloween at our house. We really dress up and go all out. We have a Christmas episode, a Black Friday episode, a theater episode. We even included the episode where Mom died, and I had a full evening illusion show that night. So I don't want to tease it any more than that. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of surprises, a lot of cool stuff coming up.
Yeah.
So
I think it's gonna be good, and hopefully it's just the start of bigger and better.
And Lana is so funny how she's so adaptable. 100%, she's so adaptable. Like when we were at Penn and Teller, we had to keep it a secret, and we looked at her and held her hand and looked her in the eyes and said, "Seriously, you can't tell anybody." And she got it.
Yeah, she's a good secret keeper.
With this thing here, I've been editing those 16 videos. What are you doing, Dad? You working for Jul-Tv again? You're doing that Jul-Tv thing, Dad. You're obsessed with Jul-Tv. All you talk about is Jul-Tv, Dad. She understands and flips a switch and she knows more than you realize she does at 8 years old.
She's listening. Yes. She's listening and taking it all in, honey. She's a sponge.
She really is.
She's a smart little cookie.
And she's like, oh, great, your head's going to get big, Dad.
Yes.
Your head's going to get big. But I'm trying to tell her, hey, we're doing this for you, baby. We're doing this for us. This is Wes Iseli's Magiclife. But like I said in the podcast, last week or the week before, there is no Wes Iseli's Magiclife without my girls, without my family. Because it's a family show put on for families by a family. And that's the way I want to keep it, I think it scared Natalie at first when we were talking about even putting thumbnails, and we didn't have a good family picture of us on stage because all we're doing is passing the camera back and forth.
Yeah,
I'm
behind the camera a lot. I'm the one behind the camera the most.
But as far as like doing a family photo shoot on stage,
we don't have it really.
And even when we did our last photo shoot, it was separate pictures. Me and you were together, and Lana was holding the animals, and then separate photos of me. But we didn't have anything with all three of us on there.
No, not all three.
So then when they were asking at Jul-Tv to help create a thumbnail that would be the thumbnail that, you know, comes up on Roku TV or Amazon or all those mobile apps and everything, I sent them a bunch of photos, but nothing was great. So they just used a picture of me. And Natalie's like, well, I'm not in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Well, honey, you'll be in the show, though. I promise.
It's not the whole family. It worried me. I don't want to get left behind.
You're not being left behind, I promise. I'm saying it here on the podcast. I'm not leaving my wife behind.
Please don't.
I need her way too much. Way too much. Because once those cameras turn off... Well, without you, who's going to turn the camera on?
Thanks a lot, honey. Thank you so much.
No, but, you know, once the cameras turn off...
That's all I'm good for, huh?
No, because think about just show business. Think about a magic show. Once the show's over and everybody said you did a good job and they shake your hand, give you a paycheck, and you leave, that's the boring part. You know, once the television show goes off the air, all the adrenaline's sucked out the room. Now it's just a regular old night.
Yeah.
We were on Penn and Teller Fool Us, the viewing party, 30 people in the house screaming and yelling.
Yeah.
And then when you watch it again, it's not the same. It's already been on TV before. It just doesn't have the same energy. Mm. So without you guys there, it'd be like, you know, magic show's over. I have nothing.
No.
I need you guys. You got to be with me.
That's
so
sweet.
They're saying that Natalie and Lana will be in the promos as well, doing the promos of the show and everything.
Yeah.
And when we get the babies here, maybe we can do a photo shoot of everybody on the stage. But it's hard with kids and promo pictures because it's almost like you have to do them every 6 months. Like Natalie wanted me to put Lana in the show poster for the show.
Well,
but you'd have to change it.
It's a family show.
But you'd have to change that poster every 6 months.
Yeah, but we have a really nice camera. We could do it.
Yeah, well. Anyway. All right, well, we just want to let you guys know all about our new deal.
Yep.
I don't know. There's so much more I want to tell you, but I don't know what I'm allowed to tell you.
Right.
With contracts and everything.
Just for now, we got 16 episodes. They're going to start airing September 16th through the end of the year. And we are happy to be with Jul-Tv on this. I think it's really going to work out very well for both of us.
And so we're going to have to take down our YouTube videos and our Facebook Magiclife videos because he said it would confuse people.
Where are you supposed to watch it? Yeah.
Yeah, where are you supposed to watch it at? Oh, I watched this week. Well, no, you didn't see it on Jul-Tv. Right. And really, if you watched it on Facebook or YouTube that I've already uploaded, it wouldn't be the same thing. No, some of those are, some of the early ones are 5 minutes, and some of the later ones are pushing 37 minutes.
Yeah.
I never got over 40 minutes, but some of them are 35, 33, 32, when a regular television show is 22 minutes and 30 seconds. So, you wouldn't be seeing what you're going to see on Jul-Tv. We have a lot of surprises for you, and we got a lot of promos that we're going to do. And if you follow us on Instagram, that's Wes_Iseli on Instagram. You'll have some promos there. If you follow Jul-Tv on Instagram, there'll be promos there. The Jul-Tv app, like I said. One more time, Roku TV, Amazon Fire, Android TV, mobile apps, and Cross TV, and still more than that. That's just the ones the guy could think off the top of his head, he said.
Yeah.
So it's even more places than that. So if there's somewhere you watch TV that I did not list, look for it.
It could possibly
Search it.
Be on there, yeah.
It might still be on there. And he told us today he's investing money to have it
on Apple and Android phones.
On Apple and Android phones as well.
Yeah.
So, which I don't understand what that means because I have an Apple phone and I have the app. So I don't know what it means. Because I already have the app on the Apple phone. So how is he putting it on the Apple phone? Is that Apple TV?
Maybe. I'm not
But
sure.
he's already on Apple TV, isn't it?
It says Android TV. I don't know.
If you have Apple TV, look for it.
Yeah.
I swear I heard him say Apple TV before.
I thought so too.
So, Apple TV is on that one.
Oh, okay.
It is on Apple TV.
And Fire Stick. He said Fire Stick.
Golly, guys, it's so many different places. It might not be on your channel in your cable box, but if you look, you can find it. You'll be able to find it. And I don't know. But we are super excited. Thank you guys for listening to us. I feel like we rambled a little bit in this episode, but we're
just excited. We don't know how to express our excitement.
And it's one of those things where contract negotiation, did I say too much already? I don't know, but I want to share stuff with you.
Yeah. No, I think we're good. I think we shared what we were supposed to and allowed to. So.
And I'm not done sharing, guys. You might hear about this next week. We'll have a real episode next week, but we'll also say, hey guys, we're counting down to our episode 1 on Jul-Tv. But
2 more weeks.
Yeah, 2 more weeks.
So you got 3 weeks. Get that Jul-Tv app.
No excuses. Golly, exactly. In 3 weeks you don't have time for. It only took me like 30 seconds to get the app. So in 3 weeks you didn't have 30 seconds. I don't know who you are, but I want to talk to you. I don't believe it. But anyway, thank you guys for everything. Thanks for being there with us. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Thanks for listening to us ramble. Thanks for sharing in our success with us. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Honestly. I mean, we have some fantastic fans. We have some fantastic friends and family that support us and love us. And we've been truly blessed with in so many different ways all along our career. And, just when it seems dark and it seems like, man, should I get a real job? Did I do the right thing? The phone rings and we have a big paycheck. Or the phone rings and we have another resort that wants us, for 20 shows next year.
Right.
And it's like, whoa. Everything happens for a reason, and,
God provides.
And when I said that, everything lined up for that Penn and Teller win, if I would have won in one of the earlier seasons, like season 2, I hadn't had enough, I don't know, I don't want to say the word hate. I haven't had enough hate mail. I hadn't had enough.
You didn't get a thick enough skin yet?
I did not have a thick enough skin 5 years ago. And I got a taste of that off and on in the magic community, the magicians saying negative things, on YouTube videos and things and commenting on me or us or whatever. And eventually you just look up a couple of them and it's like, I've never seen that guy before. I don't know who he is. He doesn't even do this full time.
You just have to
He's very opinionated of himself, and wow. And you look up a couple of those people like that and it's like, some people are just rude. Some people just want to bring you down to their level because they're miserable and they want to make everybody miserable.
Or they're just jealous because they want to be in your position. And
when I won Penn and Teller, I had overwhelming love. But out of that, million, I'm making up a number, out of the million emails or text messages of congratulations, there was several handfuls of just hateful stuff. And 5 years ago, that would have hurt and that would have, but at this point, I just let it roll.
Yeah.
So if I'd have got a TV show 5 years ago, imagine the jealousy, imagine the hate.
Right.
People are going to say they hate it because it's not a magic show. It's a family show. It's not a family show. There's too much magic. You're going to get hate on both sides.
Yeah. Can't make everybody 100% happy. It just is. Nobody can make everybody happy. So, yeah.
But with the internet nowadays, everybody has an equal voice. And you don't know who is the producer of a network trying to give you a note and who is some random teenage kid in some basement that just is just angry with life and just spitting venom to, every video he watches. You just don't know. So you take the good with the bad.
Yep. And you just pay attention to the good way more than the bad and ignore the bad.
Yeah. So, anyway, not trying to bring this podcast down.
Yeah. Way to end on a horrible note.
No, I'm saying everything happens for a reason. And if I would have got this 200 weeks ago in episode 50,
we wouldn't have had enough footage to do this either.
We wouldn't have enough footage.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had enough footage to be able to send them 16 episodes. We would have been in a bind.
And so many other things. Not only the footage, but we wouldn't have the amazing house that we live in. We wouldn't have the twins on the way. We wouldn't have, the amount of travel. Our business wasn't that busy 200 episodes ago.
No, we've definitely grown in that aspect.
Leaps and bounds.
Yes.
So, everything happens for a reason. Let's end it at that. I truly believe in that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you won't know, and then sometimes you look back and it's just crystal clear why it happens the way it happens. And that's a pretty amazing thing.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you guys for everything, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.
See you next week. Check us out online at wesisley.com and patreon.com/Wes_Isley for behind-the-scenes videos, blooper videos, never-before-seen footage, discounts on merchandise, magic trick tutorials, and more. That's Wes Iseli, spelled Wesiseli.